What is up, guys? We're back with another Pokemon Sun and Moon Moveset and Strategy Guide video. This one's actually going to be for MIMIKYU. Now, you guys actually really requested this. I had like multiple requests to do a guide on this mod for you guys. And I do have a lot of experience actually using this mod recently, just because I've actually got one in-game. I actually trained up, and I've been using it for Battle Royale, and I've actually been battling with it. So I do have some experience actually using this mod. So if you guys are hyped, feel free to drop a like if you want more videos like this in the future. Feel free to hit that subscribe button as well, that'd be awesome. As we get right into this, I'm just going to hop right into this. Now, MIMIKYU, this here was probably one of the most anticipated mods before the release of the game. Pretty much the Pikachu that wanted to be, or the mod that wanted to be the Pikachu, but it really couldn't, and it's actually pretty much a rip-off of him. Base 55 HP, they're really going to be using that. Base 90 attack, they gave it enough attack to where it's still a decent attack, but it also gets very well access to setup, and they never made the attack really high enough to where it would be super overpowering. I think base 90 is very, very good for this mod, especially when it gets very easy setup, like I'll go over in a bit. 80 defense and 50 special attack, you will never be using that anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. Decent 105 special defense. You can run this thing special defense if you wanted. I just really wouldn't recommend it. And base 96 speed, which is kind of a unique speed. You're outspeeding base 95s and under base 95, but you're not quite outspeeding base 100. So it's a bit of a weird speed tier that you are in. And its ability, this here is actually a very cool ability, and I think it's pretty sure it's the only mon that has it. Disguise. If this mon is, or if this Pokemon is MIMIKYU, it takes 0 damage the first time it is attacked. So you pretty much get a free substitute on the first turn. Your opponent has to hit you with something like Flamethrower, for example, or like a Shadow Claw, or something just to break your disguise. So you get pretty much a free turn to set up, and a free turn of doing whatever you want, basically. So it's a very unique ability, and I think MIMIKYU really does benefit from this ability. And that's one of the things that really makes it very good. And I expect this thing to be actually OU. OU or top tier UU. That's why I really think this thing's going to be, just because it's that damn good. This first set here is pretty much a standard set. A lot of people actually been running this set. There's a few other items you can run. You can run X Repel with this set as well. You can run Citrus if you want. You can run Lum if you want it as well, just because of Burn or T-Wave. But it's pretty much a standard set for pretty much everybody's going to be running. Everybody I have seen is actually running this set. Or something pretty similar. Maybe just like a different item or something. But since you have the Disguise, you have the Sword Stance. You get a +2 attack with your opponent pretty much just going after your Disguise. You don't take any damage, and you get a free +2. You got Priority. You got Shadow Sneaks, which is Stab, and you'll be at +2. So, Stab and at +2, you're definitely going to be putting out a lot more damage. And with base 90 attack, it's decent attack, but at +2, it really goes higher. So, you'll be putting out a lot of damage, plus your Priority, so you really don't have to rely on your speed. You can just come in and pick up kills up. So. And Play Rough pretty much just for Stab, and Shadow Claw for Stab. You can just pretty much get in there. If you know you're going to be leaving a hit and you can want to take your mon or your opponent out, and you know Shadow Sneak will not do the trick, you know you're going to live the hit, just go for one of these moves. Play Rough a bit inaccurate, which is something I've been actually dealing with. Whenever you want it to hit, it really doesn't hit for me mostly. I don't know if that's just me, but it's probably the best option you can have on this set. On to the next set, this is a bit of a different set, or I guess a little bit more kind of the same set. I want to run pretty much the leftovers here. That's really what I keep. It actually does get access to Bulk Up, which is very interesting as well. +1 attack and +1 defense. It doesn't have the best defense, but at +1, you're going to be pretty much breaking pretty much over, I think, base 100. Basically, at +1, it will be around that bulkiness. Bulk Up, you set up a Bulk Up on turn 1, your opponent breaks your Disguise, or you get lucky and your opponent doesn't even go for your Disguise. I think the bad thing about Disguise, though, is that T-Wave and Willow and Toxic can go right through it. It's not like a sub like that. Status still can go through it, so that just want to let you guys know that, just because it's not like a super sub, like a regular sub, where it doesn't affect you, like Status doesn't affect you. Status will still affect you. I learned that the hard way. Shadow Sneak here, at +1, you're going to do decent damage. You can possibly set more if you're getting something like pretty much really can't touch you. Set up with the Bulk Up, and you get the Play Rough. And just for recovery, if you're getting Windle Down, Leech Life got a very good buff in this gen, being up to base 80. It's not Stab, but it will give you a shitload of damage back, and give you health back, which is probably very crucial. plus the leftovers damage just makes you stay around a lot longer. And I think it's kind of cool to have on the set. You can also run a few different options like Wood Hammer and stuff like that. But 252, 252, and pretty much the last set is pretty much the same. You want to run the Jolly just to get the max out speed. You can also run Animate if you want to. It really depends on your personal preference. This here's more of a unique one as well. I kind of wanted to take advantage of the Trick Room here just because it does get access to Trick Room. It's not really one of those super slow mons to where it's really going to benefit from Trick Room like every time. Maybe you can be one of those mons like on a bulkier team and set up the Trick Room. It's a fast Trick Room setter, so if you want the Trick Room up like super quick, it's probably one of the fastest, I think, Trick Room setters there is around, or one of the fastest. I'm not quite sure if there's any other like ghosts that get Trick Room that are as fast as MIMIKYU, but Trick Room, Shadow Claw, Play Rough, pretty much just for coverage and the stab right here. Trick Room, you set it up, you run the minus speed nature just so you get the least outspeed, so you pretty much go first once the Trick Room's up. You can run the max HP. You could also probably run it in special defense if you want, just because HP, you really don't have the best HP anyways. Base 55, it'll make you take hits a little bit better, but if you wanted to run in like special defense and be a little bit more specially defensive, you could also do that. Max attack, no brainer. You can run Adamant here, or actually a Brave. Just so you got that minus speed nature, and your opponents will be going after you once Trick Room's up. As for the last move, there's a lot of options you can run. You can also run the Destiny Bond, which is, it did get nerfed this gen. It'll fail if you go 2 times with it, but I think it's still notable to run on this set. You could also run the Leech Life, which is notable as well. Leech Life, it does get access to Psychic, just maybe I guess for coverage, but I really don't know why you wouldn't run that with base 55 special attack. Not really too much else here. You can run Willow if you really wanted that, just for like status. Wood Hammer if you want it for coverage, like a bulky water type or something like that. X Scissor, it does get access to the X Scissor, but at this point, if you want a health pack, you might as well just go with Leech Life. They're both pretty much the same. Leech Life gives you health pack. X Scissor is pretty much irrelevant in this gen anyways, just because the Leech Life buff pretty much outshadows it with getting health back. Not really too much else here if you want to use Grudge. Grudge is very interesting as well. Maybe Infestation, I'm not quite sure. It really depends on what you want. And on to this next set. This next set I will go over. I know this looks a little bit different. Ghost TMZ, this here is one of these sets that really just comes in, takes advantage, hopes to get as much damage off as you can before you do go down. Now Mimic. This here is really the move on the set that I really want to go over real quick. Now, my thought process behind this is, you're going against like a bulky rock type, or you lead with this thing as your opponent leads with like a stealth rocker. Like, for example, say like your opponent leads with like a Gig Olive. They want to step the stealth rock. They go after you on the first turn. You're able to get some damage off on them, and possibly break a sturdy on the Gig Olive, or something like that. Just for example. On the next turn, Mimic. The last move the target used replaces this one. So you use Mimic on the turn after, you get Stealth Rock, and they really can't do too much to you. Gig Olive, for example, wouldn't be able to really do too much to you unless it wants to explode, but if you're a Ghost type, it wouldn't affect you. I guess they might want to switch. They could possibly switch, but just using this as an example. You Mimic, you get Stealth Rocks on your moveset, and the next turn afterwards you can set up your own Stealth Rocks without even learning the move. I don't know, maybe you can use this to your advantage. That's just one of the things I kind of thought behind it. It's a little bit unique. Maybe something to think, somebody will think of like a different set or something different. But other than that, it's pretty much a standard Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Play Rough. Just wanted to go over that with the Ghost TMZ. Ghost TMZ, Shadow Claw, turn into Never Ending Nightmare, I think it is. So, standard PV spread. Now this last one here is something I really wanted to look out or try it for a long time. I haven't had a chance to actually raise this set in-game yet and try it in-game, which is something I kind of wanted to do. But this set is actually like super good damage. If you can pull the set off, you're pretty much going to be sweeping your opponent's team if your opponent's team is wore down enough to the point. Not to mention the sick-looking MIMIKYU shiny form. Just to mention that, that's why I made it shiny. But this set, weakness policy. So say your opponent's like a Ghost type, they come in, they try hitting you with Shadow Sneak just to break your disguise. I'm pretty sure this works. I'm not quite sure if it disguise just takes their takes your move. I'm not quite sure if actually the typing affects the disguise, but if it does, I don't know. I'm just gonna throw this set on there anyways. I'm gonna try this out in game, see if it works for you guys. I'm not quite sure if it actually works now, just because disguise I don't think has a typing, or it does not take super effective damage. I think it's just there to take hit. The way it seems in game, I'm just thinking that right now. But I'll just try this in game, let you guys know how it goes. Just throw this on there anyways, just for thoughts. Sword stance, basically what my thought process behind this. I'm not quite sure if this actually works, but weakness policy, they hit you with a super effective type move. You sword stance behind the thing. You're at +4 right now. +4 Shadow Sneak, Play Rough, and Shadow Claw. Nothing else to be said there. Max attack, max speed. You can also run adamant, depends on what you want, but I'm not quite sure if this set will actually work. Just because of Skies, I don't think checks typing. I think it's just there as a free, like a free thing, like a free hit, basically. I don't think actually checks typing, now that I think of it. But just for thoughts, I'm not quite sure if it actually works. Just put it out there for you guys. But that's pretty much it. MIMIKYU, very unique mon. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you want more videos like this in the future. I will be having a moveset guide for Mudsdale, which has also been highly requested as well, coming out in the next few days here. Happy 70th anniversary. See you guys in the next video. Peace.